Okay, so one thing I should enforce, by the way, is that doing drugs and, you know, all this stuff is not good for you. And I know you guys saw the title of this video, and yes, I'm gonna claim this once and only once. Any sort of drugs is bad for you. Just don't do it, okay? And the reason I did it in the storyline, okay, was because, well, I don't know. I'm a kid that wants to experience things. That's why half of these stories are on the internet, to make you guys realize that I've experienced it, and maybe you guys have too, and you guys can relate to it. But like I was saying though, let's just get straight into the story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another crazy story. So as you guys saw from the title, yes, I did the devil's lettuce. And am I proud of it? No, I'm really not. I'm gonna be honest with you. And before someone goes in the comments and says weed is good for you, like it's literally known to like make your body relax and blah blah blah, like I'm sorry, okay? It's common sense to any monkey or any brain in that sense that putting smoke in your lungs is not good for you. It doesn't matter what kind of smoke it is, it's not good for you. But anyways, guys, let's get straight into it. So like I was saying, the story takes place in high school. As crazy it is, yes, this story takes place in high school. I remember I had a couple of friends in high school that were, you know, huge stoners. Like they would, like, let's just say they literally lived like day to day fried. Like there's not like a day I remember where like my friends would walk out of class, go outside, take a fat hit of his devil's lettuce pen, and just straight up just take a fat one. Like there's no day I haven't seen that. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is totally the truth, and this is me totally being honest, okay? I've only done the devil's lettuce 3 times in my life. Only 3 times. So before anyone goes in the comments saying, oh, Baba's a huge stoner, it's not true, okay? But anyways, like I was saying though, I had like 3 friends that were always stoned. They always get like, you know, high and stuff, and it's just a thing they do. Now, as for me, I was not like, you know, totally against it, but I just didn't like it in general because, you know, it smelled bad. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it in general, at least for myself. And I remember my friend came up to me, and this is one of my good friends. Like I love him to death. I know you're watching this video, by the way, so I love you, man. Just saying that right now. And he told me, yo, like Bubba, bro, like you should like try it, bro. Like trust me, man. Like it's good for you, bro. Like you have no idea what you're missing, man. And in my head, I'm like, let's see, putting smoke into my lungs, feeling really weird, and not knowing what to do. Yeah, no, not worth it. But then I remember throughout the day, when this was like a week before grad, he kept like telling me to do it. And it wasn't like yo, you should just do it, bro. Like it was more like bro, like let me tell you a couple reasons why you should do it, bro. Like everyone does it. It's very good for you. Like he would go on like doctor sense mode on me. And like I get it, you know, he's trying to be a good friend. He wants me, you know, hang out with the other boys after school and, you know, get high with them and stuff. Like I understood it. And I remember one time, I don't know, like I wasn't like fed up with it, but it got to the point where like I did want to hang out with them after school, and I'm like, screw it, whatever. So I literally walked up to him and said, all right, you know what? I think it's time for me to try it, whatever. Like I'm down. I remember he had like a smile on his face. He's like, no way. Like he was excited for me to do this. And I remember when he told my other friend and his girlfriend, they were like excited to see like what was gonna go down with me. Because reminder, I've never done it before at this point. Like I did not ever, you know, smoke the devil's lettuce. So this was like an interesting point for them. So I remember it was after school. We got into my car. We went to this lake that was really popular. And of course, you know, we did it on any ordinary log that every stoner goes to get high. So we sat down the log, and we literally just sat there, and we're like, you know, just talking about school and stuff. And then straight up, my friend pulls out something huge out of this bag, and it was his BONG. Now, if you guys don't know what that is, I'm not going to really get into detail about it because I feel like YouTube monetization has like many things that they're against when it comes to these things. So I have to be careful with what I say. But what I can tell you is that this thing was huge. So I remember they were like passing it around, doing it one by one, and they're just, you know, doing it as if it's like a normal day, you know, it's a normal sesh for them. And then it came to me. So this was actually kind of funny. I wasn't really expecting this, to be honest. But when he handed it to me, it was a big, scary thing, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I get how, you know, getting high makes you feel good. But it's scary, dude. Like, there's no fun in it. Like, I feel partly disabled. Anyways, like I was saying, though, he passed it to me. And my friend's like, yo, do you want me to, like, fill it up for you, bro? And in my mind, I'm like, nah, like, I'm good. Just do, like, a little bit. Like, that's it. I don't want to do too much of it because I don't know what it could do to me. I could die, like who knows. And he was like, okay, yeah, man, like it's all good, like I understand, bro, I got you. Now quickly, I just want to mention one thing, and this thing should be iconic for everyone to listen to, so everyone listen up. If it's your first time doing the devil's lettuce, make sure you don't do it out of a giant BONG. Okay, I just want to make that clear real quick. Like I just want to make sure you guys understand that. Don't do it. And the reason is because apparently you inhale more and it's just super bad for you. Anyways, I remember he filled it up a little bit. I ended up taking the fat hit, and And one thing led to another. I didn't feel anything. Now, many people are gonna say, oh, your metabolism was like really good. Like, no, I'm sorry. I'm like 5'10" and I weigh like 145 pounds. Like, there's no way my metabolism's good. So I remember I was told my friend, I'm like, bro, like, I'm not feeling anything. I think it didn't work or something. And he was looking at me. He's like, bro, that's not how weed works. You're gonna feel it, man. Like, trust, bro. And in my mind, I'm like, okay. I'm just gonna wait and see. So I remember I was standing there for like 2 minutes. And then as I was standing there, I realized that I was standing there for longer than 2 minutes after a while. And then after that, I pull out my phone to see what the time was. And I see it was like 10 minutes of me just standing there looking at the ground. And then as I was looking at my phone, the world just started becoming dizzy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I don't want to say like I was seeing duplicates, but like I could feel like every single bone in my body. Like, it was like I gained like some kind of powers that were like interesting. I don't know how to explain it. Was it good for me? No, I felt really weird because I'm gonna be honest, it got to the point where I was like looking at my hands and kind of like weirded out by how I can feel every single finger. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie to you, in like 3 minutes of me looking at my hands, I ended up just getting super tired. Now, I know there's many different types of devil's lettuce, and I don't remember which one I did specifically, but I remember I was looking at my hands and I was just tripping up and I was getting super tired. And I remember I started like sitting down on the log. And then from me sitting down, my friend's like, yo, you good, bro? I was like, you know, I think I'm okay. And then one thing led to another, and I ended up laying down on the log. I don't know what was going on, dude. I was just being super weird at that point. Like, I couldn't handle myself. Like, I literally felt like I needed a wheelchair. And then my friend was like freaking out, being like, oh, he's gonna green out, bro. Like, he's greening out. Whatever the hell that means. I didn't know what it meant at the time. And then I remember later on, his girlfriend was saying, he has to be moving. Like, he can't be like sitting down and stuff because it's gonna like not be good for him. Like, he needs to be active for it to like, you know, be good or used to. I don't know how to explain it. It didn't make sense what she said, but in a sense though, she was somewhat right. I had to be moving. So I remember I started like kind of getting up. At least my friends were helping me get up, and we sat down on a bench. Now, when we sat down, I remember I was like kind of like my hands were just on the table freaking out. Actually, wait, I just have a clip here. Let me show you this clip.
No one shall be drive. Look alive, look alive.
So yeah, that was happening. I remember I was totally tripped up. They were all like kind of laughing because this was my first time doing it, right? So they were like kind of weirded out by laughing. And I remember I was sitting there and I was like, bro, I am so hungry. Like, I was freaking out and I was starving, bro. So I remember I was hungry. I was sitting on this bench. I was tired. My friends were around me talking like as if, you know, they're so used to it, which they are, to be fair. But for me, I was just dying, bro. Like, I was literally on the ground, like freaking out, dying. Okay, well, I wasn't on the ground, but you know what I mean. I was dying. Okay. And then I remember another person pulled up and they brought like food. Apparently they brought like some food to eat. And I remember I was munching like an animal. Like, I was a full-on animal. And I was eating this food. I think it was chips, to be honest. I think he brought like a bag of chips and stuff. And I remember I was munching on those chips like there's no tomorrow. Now, I think the hardest part of this whole me doing the devil's lettuce at the time was that I drove to the log. And the fact is that at least around my area, it's very well and commonly known to not, you know, drive high. And I don't think anyone should. Actually, let me rephrase that. No one should drive high. So I remember my friend, who was like not that high, like his high like apparently went down, was telling me, yo, like, bro, like I can drive your car and I can drive you home if you want, like if you really need to. And at that point, it was like super late at night. And I remember I was looking at the ground. I'm like, yeah, like I'm 100% down. Like, yeah, like, can you drive me home? And he was like, yeah, like I'm down. Like, you know, he was being a good guy. And to this day, like, I forever love him for doing this. So he literally sat me down in my own car in the silica. I sat in the passenger seat. He sat on the driver's seat and he drove me home. And at the time, my friend lived like more than like an hour away from me. Walking, by the way, an hour away walking. And I remember when he dropped me off home, he was saying how like, do you want me like to leave the car here? Do you want me to walk home? And I was saying like, bro, like I cannot let my parents know that I just smoke the devil's lettuce. Like, can you like just walk home? I feel bad for him walking home. Like, I wish he didn't have to walk home, but I needed like, I didn't want to get in trouble. Let's be honest here. So I remember he got out of the car, he gave me the keys, and he literally walked like an hour home, which to this day, I love him to death. I remember I was walking upstairs. I was going back to my place after he left, and I like knocked on the door because my door was locked. And then my mom answers the door and she's like, Baba, are you okay? And me all like tripping up and like freaking out and stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I have to go upstairs. I have a really bad headache. I went upstairs. I sat down on my bed. I laid down and I just passed out. That's literally just what happened. I think that's basically it. But anyways, like I always say, subscribe and follow for more embarrassing stories.